So the next thing we want to do for our character, after we've gone through the process and gotten him all squared away, and he's not, again, he's very rough. I threw this together very quickly. You should spend a lot more time making sure that everything is right. Go through after you've set him up and clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up. Let's go to okay, render this out. Right, this still needs a lot of work. But you get the idea and you get the basics. So you want to go in and work on that. So the next thing, once we get the character cleaned up and where he needs to be, is to begin to add things like eyes. We might want teeth in his mouth. We might want clothing. Those things should be modeled separately and then linked to the character so that they follow the character around wherever he goes, but they can come off or separate or move independently of the character. And so we are going to go back to standard primitives, and I like to use geospheres for the eyes. And that's way too big, so I'm going to scale it down. I'm just going to float these in his sockets there. Okay, that works. And I'm going to hold down my shift key and copy this over here to the other socket. And I wanted to copy. Okay, make an adjustment. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to link these to my character, and so that wherever he goes, they go, but they can move independently. And then the same thing if I wanted to put on some, let's give him some hair or a hat, or I don't know, you have to go through the whole character development to figure out what's right. I'm just going to put a little hat on his head. That's probably all I need. And then say I want to spend some time, let's give it a little bit of a, gonna convert it. And edge, I'm going to select this edge. Yay, I got the loop right. Okay, and I'll pull this down. And then I'm going to select this, and this, and I'm going to extrude out a little bill in front of the hat like that. And I'm going to select this, whoops, edge, loop. I'm going to pull this up, close to the top. Okay, and then get out of my sub-object mode. and then apply my Turbo Smooth to my hat, and it looks pretty good. I'll lower it just a little bit, make sure it's on his head. And then character comes in when you start to do things like this, where I'm going to rotate it a little bit, or put it on backwards, or something to start to make it look personalized rather than it just got stuck on his head. Oops. Production render. Somehow I switched it. Sorry about that. There we go. And so you see now I have my little character, and we can do more. We're going to learn how to apply materials to make this more interesting. If I decided I wanted these to be shoes instead of part of his feet, I wouldn't have attached them. I would have just put them on as separate objects. And then select and link. And we link the object to our character, so that now when he moves, you see the hat's going with him because we linked the hat to him, but the eyeballs aren't. So we would link the eyeballs, select and link to the character. Whoa. Try that again. You definitely want to start with the eyeball. If you do it the other way around, it won't work the same way. It will go in reverse. Okay, we should be good. Let's make sure. Just give him a little test drive here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you see how everything's moving with him, but later, when we get into animation, if I want to rotate his eye, see how it's moving independently of him? And I want to be able to do that. Okay. So anything else I do or I add on to my character at this point is going to be linked, including clothes, or he's holding a balloon, or shoes, or teeth. Unless they're going to move, you could attach those permanently. But like a tongue, so you're going to put a tongue in here, then you'd want that to be linked if it's going to move. Okay. And so though that is the overall general basic for Polygon modeling and what you should be able to produce for this class, for these assignments, for the next several labs. It will take time to get good at it. It will take years to get really good at it. But you can, and you don't want to don't let it get you overwhelmed. But just start off simple and keep your characters basic like this. I was showing you first more complicated stuff because I want you to see that you can get very complicated and very detailed with it. However, for this class, keep your characters basic and simple. And obviously you're not going to copy this, but keep them. This is my style. You'll see I've got other characters that look almost identical to this, and that is what begins to let's see. That's what begins to happen as you there's my characters. As you begin to create, that's not it. Create characters, you're going to start to notice that you have a style, that your characters start to fit that style. Okay, well, I'm looking at my desktop. I don't know what happened to my characters. I have them somewhere. I was going to show you. They look almost identical to these because it's just how I work. Those are obviously triangles. I was demonstrating something else. Anyway, so we're going to stop there for this series, and we will continue to build from here.